Not make up her mind. We've seen spring-like temperatures only to be snapped back into frigid and frosty mornings. It's tough for us. What about our trees and plants? Brianna Foose is with tree experts this morning to get some quick advice and tips. Morning, Bree.
Well, good morning, Dan. I'm already confused just looking at this white oak we've had here behind us in terms of how this little beauty is doing with the fluctuating weather we've had. I have Frank with me this morning. He is our tree expert friend from Davey Tree. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
I mean, of course you are. You're talking trees, and you've already taught us so much, and we've only been with you for a little bit. Okay, so first things first, we've seen such a fluctuation in temperatures. Is it enough to affect our trees and plants?
So temperature fluctuations can vary between tree to plant to shrub. It all depends on kind of what you're dealing with when you're first looking at these fluctuating temperatures. The best part, or the way to look at it, is as long as you're not getting into those prolonged periods of unusually warm temperatures, the trees will actually tend to stay dormant. But if we do end up getting into one of those fake springs, that we all are pretty familiar with, the plants can start to come out of their dormancy, which can affect them a little bit in the short term and sometimes in the long term, depending on the species.
But you were telling me it's not like an overnight thing. It has to be like a few weeks.
Yes. Once you start to get into like those upper 40s, the snow is gone, upper 40s and, like that soil temperature first and then the air temperature as well. That's when things start to get, into that realm of like, hey, it's, feeling like spring. Yeah. It's been feeling like spring for a little while now. It's time to start waking up.
And real quick, dormant buds. That's not it. How do you know when they're actually starting to change?
So a dormant bud is going to have usually a smaller, more uniform shape.
Okay.
When you start to see these buds actually getting larger and expanding is when they're actually coming out of their dormancy. So you'll actually see the buds actually start to change even before even a leaf or even a flower would come out in the springtime.
Do they change color too, or just size?
Yes. So some will actually change color a little bit just because some of these buds actually have scales and other layers to them that we don't see, that shelters them from these colder elements in the weather. So when they start to swell, they actually do kind of show off a few more layers before they actually break open into a leaf or a flower.
Well, there you go. There's your quick synopsis. Coming up next hour, we're going to talk about post-storm cleanup and safety. We saw some crazy winds across the state not too long ago. How to make sure your trees are okay and they're not going to cause an issue next storm. Dan, back to you.